Hello coders, welcome to my channel. I'm David, your guide to mastering programming. Today, I'll talk about conditional statements, what they are and how to use them in Python. Conditional statements, also called control flow elements, are used if we want to check something and based on our check, make decisions. Let's create some variables. I'll create a variable a and give it value 5, variable b and give it value 3. If you don't know what variables are, I talked about them in my last video. If you haven't watched the video, the link to it will be in the description below and in the upper right corner now. So go check it. For example, if you want to check if A is greater than B, you need to write the keyword if, then the condition A greater than B, and the semicolon. I mean the colon. Now, if this statement is true, we will enter the if scope. The scope is a region of code where the variable is accessible. To define scope, we use tab in Python, as you can see here. Tab. In some other languages, the scope is created using curly brackets, like in C or C++, like this. Now here we can code normally and write whatever we want. For example, I'll want to print something. I'll then write print, open the parentheses, and type A is greater than B. A is 5 and B is 3, so this statement is true. A is greater than B, so I expect to see on my console A is greater than B. As you can see, A is greater than B is printed. Now, what if A is smaller than 2? Is smaller than B, for example, 2. Then this statement is not true, so this if scope won't be entered. But if I want to check if A is smaller than B, I can write it here. Another if. If A is smaller than B, then print A is smaller than B. As you can see, A smaller than B is printed. But there is a better way than writing an opposite statement of this statement here. For that instance, we use keyword else. This means if the last if scope is not entered, then enter this else scope. A is smaller than B, so this if scope is not entered, then this else scope is entered. So expect to see on our console A is smaller than B. As you can see, A smaller than B is being printed. Now, maybe we don't want just to compare one thing and say A is bigger than B. Maybe I want to compare if A is in some range, let's say between 1 and 3. For that, I can use nesting loops. I mean nesting conditional statements. They are used like this. If A is bigger than 1, I enter this if scope and say also if A is smaller than 3, then I will print A is between 1 and 3. Now, if I run this code, I expect to see A is between 1 and 3 because A is bigger than 1 and A is smaller than 3. As we can see, A is smaller than 1. A is between 1 and 3. Now, this nesting is not really readable. With two ifs, it's not that hard to read, but let's say if I want to have 3, 4, 5, it becomes very hard to read. So it would be better if we could merge these two ifs. To merge them, we can use a keyword and. For example, if A is greater than 1 and A is smaller than 3, enter this if scope. Print A is between 1 and 3. This and means if this statement is true and this statement is true, I will enter the scope. Both of these statements have to be true in order to enter this if scope. If one of them is not, then this scope won't be entered. As you can see, we have two. A is between y and 3, which means this piece of code and this piece of code are the same, but this is more readable, more efficient. I'll comment this. Let's say if A is, for example, 1, as you can see, A is not bigger than 1, so this scope is not entered. Also, we can use or. For example, if A is bigger than 0 or A is bigger than 5, print, I'll just print or. This or means if this is true or this is true. One of these has to be true in order to enter this if scope. If neither of them are true, then this scope won't be entered. As you can see, A is 1, A is bigger than 0, so this scope will be entered. But let's say if A is minus 1, then neither of these statements are true, so this scope won't be entered, as you can see, or is not printed. Now, I'll write some code and show you a problem with ifs, and also how to solve it. So let's get started. For example, I'll have a variable named x, and I'll give it value 11. What do you think will happen if I run this code? Write down in the comments below. When I run this code, this if statement and this if statement are true, so they enter this scope, and they are printed, which means x is greater than 10 and x is greater than 1 are printed. That doesn't really make any sense because if x is greater than 10, of course it's greater than 1. So we just want this one to be printed. How to do that? We have to use something that is a combination of else and if. In Python, that's called ELIF. We'll print ELIF here. ELIF and ELIF. Important thing to notice is that ELIF can be used after if. It has to have one if. Let's say I print three ELIFs in a row without one if before them. As you can see, it becomes red, which means some syntax error occurred. That's a very important thing to notice. Don't forget that. Now, this means if one of the ifs before is entered, don't enter the next ones. For example, x equals 11. If x is greater than 100, we'll enter this scope. X is 11, so x is not greater than 100, and this scope is not entered. But for example, 11 is greater than 10, so this scope is entered, which means all the ELIFs below are not entered. So now we expect to see x is greater than 10. As you can see, x is greater than 10 is being printed. Also, if I run something like else here, this means if all of the ifs above, not just this if, but all of the ifs above are not entered, enter this else scope, which means this if, and this if. If they are not entered, enter this else. For example, print else 0. As you can see, else is printed. Now, in Python, or generally say in programming, sometimes we want some numbers to be represented, let's say, as words. For example, if I say x equals 1, I want to print 1, or x equals 2, I want to print 2. In that case, let's say x equals here 2, I'll use this. If x equals, now we can't just simply write x equals 1. Why? Because Python won't know what we want. He will think, okay, I want x to be equal to 1. But we don't want that. We want to check if x equals to 1. So if we want to check for equal, we use two equal signs, like this. Now this is correct. That's a very important thing to notice. Now what we expect to see is 2. As you can see, 2 is printed. This is very tedious job to do and to write so many ifs. There is a better way to do it. But to use that better way, you have to have a Python version 3.10 or greater. As you can see, mine is here is 3.12. So you need to download Python 3.10 or above. In that cases, we use something that's called match. In other languages, it's called switch. I'll talk a little bit more in details about match in other videos, but for now, you'll see how it works on some basic example. To use match, we need to, of course, type the keyword match. Then what variable we want to check, for example, x, semicolon, and open the scope. Here, we use keywords like case. Let's say we match x, and in case it's 1, we want to print something. I'll say 1. Case 2, in case x is 2, I'll print 2. Case 3, print 3. Also, x is an integer number, so it will have millions and millions of options. I can't write all of them, but if we want to cover some portion of it, let's say first 3 numbers, I can use here case and then the default case. The default case in Python is represented with the underscore. Here, case underscore, then semicolon, and open the scope. Print. I am not interested in this number. So now when we run this code, we expect to see 2. I'll comment this so it doesn't confuse you. Now, as you can see, it says 2, like we expected. But for example, if let's set x equals 4, as you can see, there's no case for 4, so it will go into this default case and print, I'm not interested in this number. As you can see, I'm not interested in this number. Also, else if can be used for initializing some value for a variable. Let's say y equals 1, and let's say I want to change the value of y depending on the relationship between variables a and b from the beginning. From the knowledge you have learned until now, you would type something like this. If a is greater than b, then y would equal a. Else, y would equal b. Or, I mean, I want to print y. A quick reminder, a equals -1 and b equals 5. So 3. So b is greater than a, so y will be equal to b, as you can see here. Print y. Now, if I change this and let's say 4, the value for y will be 4. But programmers are lazy most of the time, and they don't want to write this simple code in 4 lines. Is there a way to write this in 1 line, for example? Yes, there is. In order to do that, we can type something like this. Y equals, then say the value a if a is greater than b, else b. Let's read this again. Y will be equal a if a is greater than b, else b. This is how this is read. Remember it this way because it's much easier to understand how this code works here. Now let's say if it's correct. As you can see, is the same number, is the same value as before, 4. I hope you found this video helpful. Like and subscribe for more coding content. See you in my next video. Until then, keep coding.